Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the live show. It is Wednesday, and we're going to go through and see what's going to be popping. How about Tesla? Like I said, it was just pulling back a little bit and watch for that bounce, and boom, those options are going to be beautiful paying tomorrow. So let's go through and see what's going to be popping and what was hot today. Here we go. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. I hope everybody had a great day and was looking at Tesla on that bottom before the earnings because it definitely bounced up there. What did it jump up? Like $25? Boom, 25. It's from 213 to like 238. Remember I said it was getting right back to 240 then 260? Well, I guess 230. It was at 239. I know that. It did get up there. Let me see on mine. It might have gotten there. 240.34. Bam, there you go. And bam, I'm telling you, them options, I can't wait to see that tomorrow, what they're paying. So there you go with Tesla. But let's get rolling and see what's happening. How is everybody this evening? Let's go ahead and look at WINT. I know it was pulling back a little bit today, and it did. It's down to 87 in the after hours. It wasn't looking bad in the morning, but then I did see it pull back. But has that look like it wants to bounce off that bottom? Let me look at it on mine, get a better idea. Yeah, it doesn't look bad at all, guys. Look for tomorrow for WINT to try to bounce. And again, the 20 isn't too far off of it. It was much closer. It's at like 122 right now. We're back at 89. Obviously, we were almost there when we got to 120. It jumped up there, came back. I think it's just a pullback and it's going to set back up and try to bounce. So WINT, we'll keep an eye on that in the morning. It does look like it wants to bounce. And I said it yesterday and it opened at 89. It got up to 93. Like I said, it was moving this morning, then it pulled back to 85, and right now it's at 87. So we are looking for that bounce still, and I still think it has it in it. So we will keep an eye on WINT. That's at Windtree Therapeutics, and we'll see if it has a bounce in it tomorrow morning. Keep an eye on it. IXHL. This one was just kind of flat today. I was looking at it like, wow, why does it just go so flat? But it's not a bad thing. At the moment, it just kind of stayed up there on the top line right there. It seems like it wants to get into the top. It just couldn't run in there today, but it looks like it might tomorrow. So I would keep an eye on this bad boy, IXHL. And yeah, I'm looking at this thing like how's it just stuck right there? So it's quite amazing, but it's building a beautiful base right there. Basically in this 231 area. Did come back down in the after hours, but I still don't think it looks terrible, to be honest with you. So IXHL, keep an eye. I think it's going to try to run up tomorrow, and we might see a greener market tomorrow than today. It was pretty red today. So how about Save, SAVE, Spirit Airlines? This one did run up. It's over 100% from where we were looking at it. And we did look at it when it had that big dip there at what 143 was probably its low. And it went up to 312. I think 319. Yeah, I was going to say it got a little higher than that. So Spirit Airlines, and it is running to the top. And I was saying it earlier and before. We were going to see this pop up, but I don't think it's going to last that long. Let it run up here. Could be a good momentum play in the morning still. So we'll keep an eye on it. Morning people, especially look and see if it's moving. And it can run up into that top area up there. But if it doesn't, it's going to pull back. That 20's down at $2. It'll have a little bit of pullback, probably run one more time. And I'm telling you, this company's not in great shape either. So that is Spirit Airlines, SAVE. And let's look at FAMI, good old FAMI. Well, up 7 cents, started to move. Holy cow. My little guy is having a little meltdown tonight, that's for sure. He must have just jumped out of his bed and came storming down the steps. Oh man, he's been on fire tonight. Those of you that have 4-year-olds and little ones, you know what I mean. He's just one of them nights where I have no idea what got into him. All of a sudden, just started having meltdowns and getting crazy. So my wife's up there. Oh man, I hear him freaking out. My wife's a champ, though. You guys could probably hear him. I'm not even close to them, so they're like 2 floors away from me. It's crazy. And he sounds like he's like sitting next to me. So I apologize if you guys hear my little guy. But anyway, let's just keep rolling. I know he'll be fine. He, like I said before, he generally is a great little guy. He never really has these meltdowns, but 4 years old and I don't know what's going on tonight. He was just having one of them nights, I guess. So there we go. Fammy, Fami. Speaking of Fammy, there you go. How perfect was that one? Speaking of your Fammy, yeah, there you go. Fami though. Let's look at it because it did spike up today. It was up to what, 53 cents? Did it run up any higher? Let me look at mine. Oh, yeah, it ran up to 63. And yesterday it also ran up to that 83. Today opened at 62, got up to 63. That's right. It did run up in the morning, then came back down a little bit. So we'll have to see it. It still don't look too bad, to be honest with you, even at that 39 cent area. So we'll have to look at it and see if it wants to bounce again. It's like all over on the charts. And so we'll have to see. But like I said, it ran way up there. And why is this? That's on the 20. Yeah, it's the right date. Yesterday, it doesn't even look like it ran up on here. It's kind of weird, but oh, it was the after hours. That's why I remember it popped in the after hours. That's exactly why. All right, that makes more sense to me then. So that is FAMI. And here we go. Let's roll through CDT, Conduit Pharmaceuticals, up a penny. And here we go. That one is looking pretty good. It obviously ran up today to 14. It opened at 14. That was its high and then started pulling back, but it gapped up there because it closed yesterday around 11. So it definitely gapped up there onto the 50. And honestly, still not looking bad. Let me look at it on mine, CDT. Yeah, I could see that it's looking good to run 12 to 16 here on mine. And again, these prices have just been all over the place lately. So I apologize if we're not at the right exact prices. Even when I look at Web Bull, they're different than stock charts. I mean, they've never been this crazy before where they've all been so different. So as sometimes I'm looking at these charts like what is going on? They were way better before. I think you guys can see the last like week or two. They've just been like really weird. I don't know if it's because these things are kind of changing, as I was saying before, and the platforms just aren't keeping up with them. I have no idea, but sometimes I'm jumping back and forth. I'm just letting you know what I'm looking at because yeah, it looked good here, and then it's like almost like it wanted to pull back a little bit, but you can tell it's in a great spot. And then I look at mine, it's like perfect. So I'm gonna go with it with this one because that's what it looks like. And I'm gonna say CDT is gonna be moving in the morning, guys. So look at that one to be cruising back up as well. So that's CDT. And yeah, I've noticed a lot of these things have just been jumping around and I've been saying it. So bear with me if I keep jumping back and forth saying, holy cow, what's going on with this chart? So I've just noticed the last few weeks and I have no idea why it's doing it. But anyway, ITRM, this one is actually setting up, not one that we've been looking at. I know this one from a little while back from trading it and was just taking a peek at it and it is setting up. I'm not saying it's setting up tomorrow, although it might pop up tomorrow. It's not looking bad, but this bad boy's setting up right down the road and they have something going on. So I'm not sure about the news. Yeah, I don't see anything crazy, but they do have antibiotics, something. So I'm not sure. It's a biotech company in Ireland. It was up 4 cents today. And I'm saying we're just going to watch this bad boy, ITRM, because they have something going on. Caught my eye. I was looking at it today and I said, wow, this thing's going to get moving sooner than later. We can say that. So didn't see it on the scanners. And again, it was on my watch list, I guess, from a while ago. And it was moving up today. And like I said, the chart just looked pretty decent to me. So I'll keep an eye on that one. ITRM, CHRO. I believe this was running up in the after hours. If I'm correct, it got from 70 to 81. It's at 75. Maybe it wasn't, but it's still looking good. I know I was looking at it and it is looking nice. This one says it's at 72 on Finviz and it looks like it's pulling back. And then mine looks like it's ready to rock and roll tomorrow. And that's what it looked like to me earlier. So I have to say that that's what we're gonna go with Mayan. And like I said, it opened at 70, it got up to 81, as low as 65. It did hit that resistance right there, about 81 at its high, and but still looks like it wants to roll up higher tomorrow. So, and it's set up still perfectly right there. And yeah, I think it looks good. And again, mine usually shows the after hours, what the movement is, and that one looks really good as well. CHRO. I know we were looking at it for about 2 weeks ago, maybe, or the last 2 weeks, and it is setting up. RIME, we were just looking at this one and saying it's just about to make that curl upwards. And it's not even a curl. This one's got like hard lines going for the most part. So you can it's kind of weird. I'm just gonna check this because I think Laptop Travel, he did put the there's the chart for CHRO, and you guys can take a look at that one. But yeah, RIME, I'm telling you, this bad boy's about to get rolling. It made a nice base down here. The bottom was on the 21st, which was, I believe, Monday, right? Yeah, Monday. And that was it at 38 cents. Let me see. Yeah, 38 cents was the bottom. It's at 43, 42 right there. And it's starting to curl up. We already know it's going to jump around as it curls up, but we know it's going to move. And it looks really good on mine. So I'm telling you, RIME, watch this bad boy in the morning because it is looking like it wants to rhyme right up there. So look at RIME. It's looking really good. CERO, this one was up like almost 5%. I saw it starting to curl up today and it's going to roll off. This one wants to move, has to get up to that 20, which I think it does. It's like almost at 8.5, a little higher, and the 20 is just over 9 cents. So another day worth like tomorrow, and it jumps up there, and then it hits up into this 50, which is at 10 cents, which is a nice jump for this bad boy. So look for it to do that. It did it the 10th. I remember it got up to 12 cents. I think we might try to get rolling possibly higher if this thing can really get up there tomorrow and stick itself on that 20, and then the 20 curls up. It's going to get moving, CERO. So that's at 8 cents, like I said, 8.5, a little higher, and it wants to get rolling right there. I'll look at it on mine, but yeah, it's going to roll right off of there tomorrow. So take a look at CERO because that one's looking great. MSOS, this cannabis stock right here. And I'm telling you, this thing's about to get into the top. I still don't know what the heck's going on, trying to figure it out, to be honest, and haven't seen anything. But I'll look. I was gonna look at some stuff tonight. But yeah, it's up another 12 cents to 7.80. It got up to 7.92. It opened at 7.62. So we were looking at it the other day down at the low sevens, and it's just cruising along right there. And I'm not sure what's going on in that sector, but someone was asking what sectors look good. This one looks good, the cannabis sector. I was saying it the other day. It was heating up right there. And I went through the whole sector actually. I forget what day it was, but I just went through the whole sector the other night. And yeah, they were looking good. Let's look at Tilray, TLRY. That's down 3 cents. It ran up yesterday. I know a lot of these ran up yesterday. Just some healthy pullbacks. Still looking good right there. And CGC is Canopy Growth. So I was trying to think of it. That was up 6 cents, and that's going to roll up more tomorrow. So Canopy Growth looks good. Would they have anything today? Nah. I'm telling you, something's happening in that sector. So keep an eye on the cannabis industry because it's running up as we speak, and it's been running up the last few days. I pointed that one out. But anyway, let's get back to this. That was MSOS and a few other cannabis ones, and I can do the rest of them later, but we'll stick to our list and bang through it, and I can definitely do a bunch of them bad boys. Hold on. Laptop Travel said the cannabis sector is moving because the FDA is willing to consider psychedelic drugs as being allowed. So there you go. I knew that the FDA was talking about something, and I honestly didn't even know what they were even talking about. I just saw somebody mention that the FDA was talking about something, so I didn't want to say it because I had no idea what they were speaking about. But I guess that's it right there. Considering psychedelics drugs as being allowed, which a lot of the mushrooms, people have really tapped into this mushroom industry, and I'm not really big into them. I'm not into them at all, to be honest with you. But I'm familiar with it and the industry. And I'll tell you what, though, people do like these micro dosing and stuff, like small amounts of certain types. And I've heard some great experiences from people, and especially people, a lot of people have mentioned it to me with my brain injury recently. And again, I'm a cannabis activist, so I'm pro cannabis for sure, and I think it helps tremendously with brain injuries. But people say that the obviously the mushrooms and stuff, but it's just something that I'm really not into, and probably wouldn't be into it. But I've heard a lot of great stories. And again, I used to travel around the country and speak at the conventions and talk about how to properly prescribe medical cannabis to your patients, to a bunch of medical professionals. So I know the industry well enough. And again, I would see all these guys out at the booths and all this. I'd be at all the conventions. Um, and yeah, so I'm very familiar with it. And again, I've heard great stories from people that's spoken about it. And so yeah, I could see that happening. And then them regulating it some way as they have been with cannabis right now. So there you go with that. Thank you, Laptop Travel, because I had no idea what was going on. I just knew something was happening. I've been saying it, and I've been looking around, and I saw somebody mention about the FDA doing something, but I had no idea what they were doing. So there you go. Thank you, and we will keep on cruising. S dot. There we go. Here we are with S dot, that static group, and this pulled back, and it did run up quite a bit, but it could just be some healthy pullback today as the market was pretty brutal. And on mine, it really looks like some healthy pullback and kind of got through its resistance, second one at 384, because it got up to $4 today. So I would say that we can keep an eye on this one as just some healthy pullback, and it's been moving and it's still set up down here. So we caught it right off the split down here in the probably the high twos, low threes at least, and it's at 360. I know it was in the two something. So that's SDOT static group, and we'll see if it can bounce up. And actually, the next stop is about 424 if it can get moving again, and if it can bounce off of that, it could really get cruising. So it's possible. It has the room to do it. We'll say that. GDHG, so I'll look at it. GDHG, let's look at that bad boy. It did pull back, came down to that bottom right there, and the 20's kind of chasing it like Pac-Man. And it's down 17 cents today, but I'll tell you what, it might be even better. These things have been dipping and ripping. It's got the hard line, the 20 coming down, and I'm not sure if it wants to wait for that or if it wants to jump up back on here at 255. It ran up a little more in the after hours, not much, but it recovered a little bit. And let me see. It's at 238. And yeah, if it can just get moving a little bit more and get back up to like that 255, 250 area would even be fine. It can really get cruising because the hard line's at like 273, so it'll easily bounce off the 20 up to there, and then it can get cruising. So I'll keep my eye on this, and it did pull back today, and maybe it pulls back one more day. We'll see because it's at that bottom. So look at it in the morning, and you'll know which direction it's going because it's either going to bounce or go into the basement slightly or run that bottom. But I don't even know if it wants to do that. It's kind of weird because it looks like the bottom would have been on October 9th at $1.90. So, and that's why I'm saying watch for that bounce because I don't think it really wants to get in the basement. So keep an eye on that one for a little bounce action. GDHG, and I'm gonna mark that one as a bounce. And ELAB, here we go. ELAB, we were looking at it. It was moving the other day. It was moving up a little bit yesterday, just a little bit flat. And I would keep my eye on this bad boy as well, ELAB, because it's looking pretty good. I have a feeling it was just some healthy pullback today, and it still ran up higher than yesterday. Yesterday's high was at 11.1110, and today was 0.1130. So it did get up higher, and it looks like it wants to try to run up a little more. So ELAB, keep an eye on that to try to move up a little bit more right there. And how about that SYRS? That pulled back big time. It ran up yesterday, obviously, to 269, and then it pulled back. But I don't think this thing's done either, to be honest with you. It's pretty bullish, way up there in the fives. And I don't even think they had any news, did they? They just kind of ran up with nothing. It was just because the chart looked good. So it potentially could drop news tomorrow, I think. Looks like some healthy pullback here. I'm not so sure it's completely done. The 20's still coming up. It's at 201 and it's trying to rip up there. And all of a sudden that 50 made like a hard stop and wants to go back up as well. So definitely some interesting looks right there. And SYRS, I think, is trying to do something again. So keep your eye on it to try to bounce back up. It's at 225. Obviously, we were looking at it at like in the 180s. But yeah, it still has potential right there, I think. So we'll look at this bad boy in the morning. Let me look at it on stock charts. I haven't even really been using them as much anymore. Just pulling back there, but I mean, it can easily just bounce right back off. So I don't think it's completely done. And we'll look at it in the morning and have a better idea. CETX. Let me see that one real quick because we've been watching it, and I think we think that the 20's got to come down, and it is. It's just bouncing around today, what, 30 and a half up to 31, 0.3120. Its low is like 28 and a half. It's sitting at 30, and it's just curled through, and I think it bounces around a little bit, and the 20's kind of too far up there. That's why it's at like 216. So I'm not sure it can get moving just yet. I mean, it's curled through, it's been trying, and I'm not so sure. It's sort of like another one, VEV. I know it's on the group down the line. It was up today a little bit, but curled out of that basement. It's still down there. It's like running flat. We looked at it this morning. I looked at it. I was like, it's still flat. And then all of a sudden it curled back up, and now it's out of the basement, but it's still flat. It's not even curled up yet on the MACD. And I'm just interested in what this looks like. And yeah, it's just I mean it looks like it's trying to. Let's see tomorrow if it can get moving. VEV. It has that weird look today, but another one where that 20's way up there. Well, I guess it's not that far off. It's at like 11 cents and this is at 6 cents. 5.5 in the after hour. So I'll keep an eye on this one too, VEV, and just see. I know it's being talked about online by a bunch of people. And I'll tell you, the setup looks pretty decent right here. It's just all weird. So I'll have to look at it in the morning and see what it really wants to do. Seems like there's some manipulation or something happening. I'm not exactly sure. But like I said, I'm looking out on stock charts too. And it trying to curl up there, but it got out of the basement. I mean, a lot of these don't get out of the basement like this without curling up. So a lot of weird looks going on VEV, and how much had 57 million in volume. That's why it's like it's being talked about a lot. I can tell, and without even seeing that, you can tell that's all these weird looks. It's being bought and sold like crazy. So we very well could see it get bouncing if it keeps up volume like that. So I'll look at it in the morning. We'll see what we're at. And but yeah, it's definitely had some big volume lately. I mean, 57 million, 22 yesterday, 20 the day before, 37, and then 8, 8, 15. So, and then it went down to like under a million. But yeah, just some major volume going on. And then when you have volume like that, anything can happen. So if it continues to have 57 plus million tomorrow or more, it very well could move with no problem. So keep your eye on it. Like I said, the chart's like kind of weird. It wants to run, it doesn't want to run, but if it has 57 million in volume, that'll make it probably run. So I'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep you posted in the morning. We'll definitely look at it. And I know it's on the list down the line, but I was just thinking about it because it's another one being talked about, like CETX. So let's look at BSLK. That's at Bolt Projects. And this one's just kind of pulling back. I think that one's waiting for the 20. I think we discovered that after it ran up the other day. It ran up to that 63 and didn't get there and started pulling back. And I'm just looking to see where that 20's at right there is like 58. We'll call it 59 to make it easy. And we're at 45 and a half. So we're like kind of going two different directions. And but it's coming down for it, but it's just moving further away than rather than getting closer. So BSLK might be pulling back, I think, some more, and just had that and one run, I guess, is all some of these will get. It'll set up again for sure, but we don't have to stare at it every single day. So I'll just take a peek at it throughout the days, and when it gets set up, we'll look at it and see when it's ready. WTO, that was down 3 cents today. And I mean, interesting too, because it looked great yesterday and it's still looking good. Even with that pullback, could be a little dip and rip situation. Got down the 40 cent area, a little above 40, just under 41, we'll say. And it got up to 47 was its high. And it is sitting at 44, and it's not looking that bad, to be honest with you. WTO, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's definitely not bad. So I would keep an eye on it. The 20's under it. And then, like I said, it could have just been one of them pullback dip situations because today's market was pretty disastrous, I would say. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot popping today. Let's see. Utilities was like the only sector that was up today. And real estate looked up. So they were about your only two that were in the plus, and everything else was basically red. And so yeah, there wasn't a whole lot happening. That was for sure. But yeah, WTO, I'll keep an eye on that just to see what it wants to do. Could have just been healthy. EJH, let's see that one. Because this one's going to get set up and pull back into the basement. I know I just looked at it, but another one that could be a dip and rip situation. Opened at 99, got down to 90, which is a pretty good dip for it. And it's at 94 right now. And let me look on mine because this one doesn't look bad. And I know it looked better yesterday, that's for sure, because it was right there. And even Monday, it was looking great. I mean, just sitting right there on the 20. Now it's kind of pushing it down. So it could very well get pushed into the basement. But just another one, just sitting in that spot where, I mean, all it has to do is get up just a little bit, and I mean, it can pop off like crazy right here. So I can't say that it's down and out. It just had a nice dip today and still never got down to where I think the bottom probably was at like 88 cents. So I could see this one trying to bounce back up tomorrow. And let me see. I'm gonna mark that one too, because I would definitely keep an eye on it if you've been watching EJH, because it's right at that spot where I mean it's kind of dipped into the basement just for a hair, but easily pull itself back out tomorrow and get bouncing really hard. So that's one to take a look at. EJH Pen, has been looking good, but pulled back today with today's red and it wasn't even too bad. I mean, it was down like 26 cents. It's at 1862 and just kind of pulling back a little bit. Nothing crazy there. And we should just see it. I mean, it's coming back to the line, and I would think it's going to bounce back off of there. It looks solid right there. So keep an eye on Penn. And that's another one setting up for like 2 weeks down the road. So ton of them are. VCIG. I mean, that's right when the election is, and a lot of these are like 2, 3 weeks right down the road. They're just setting up massively. I mean, I think you know what I've been saying about it, but you can see it just setting up. I mean, even more and more each day. So we'll continue to monitor that and see what's up with it. But VCIG has been looking decent. A little bit of pullback today, just crossing through. And again, I could see if it's a green day tomorrow, I could see VCIG ripping up there. Just a little healthy pullback, nothing crazy, and I could see that going up tomorrow. It's at 9. It went up a little bit in the after hours to 10 cent area. 20 is at like 12, just over 12 cents. So yeah, another one not looking bad at all. And that's VCIG. So here we go with what is our next one is that WBA. Of course, it's Walgreens was down. I thought it might pop up a little bit. No, we said it's going to dip down and then have one more pop too. This is like Spirit Airlines. This company's like toast. and it might. It dipped pretty good today, to be honest, and it's sitting on the 20 right now at that 936. And here you might get that little bounce off right there as it's coming down to the line. And then yeah, this company might be in major trouble right here. So I'm not exactly sure what they're up to, what they're gonna do, Walgreens, but I was just scrolled down to see if any news was there. But yeah, just pulling back, and like I said, I'll look for it to bounce off of right here because it's gonna hit that line. It's hitting the 20 right now. But if not, I'm not sure what's going to save it. So it's going to be a disaster waiting to happen. And that's WBA. Walgreens is not in good shape. NDRA, that was down 8 cents. That pulled back. It ran up yesterday, obviously, and looked great to try to keep going until today was a completely red day. And it had 30 million in volume, opened at 40. Its high was over 41, almost 42, and then came all the way down into the 28s, and it's at like 32, 33. Let me see what it's doing. NDRA. Yeah, it looks like healthy pullback. So again, if tomorrow is a nice green day for all these, it easily jumps up onto that 50 right there at like 45 cents and gets moving again. So it ran right through it yesterday. It ran up to what, 64 from 22, so it has the capability to do it, that's for sure. And it's just a matter of market conditions more or less tomorrow. So I will keep an eye on NDRA as we have been, and we'll see what it wants to do. That U car went down like 28 cents and then went right up 28 cents in the after hours. And it is just trading kind of between a little channel. Didn't quite get up there at 755. It got up to 745, but pretty much hit where its bottom would be at like 710. It got down to 701, but yeah, it's like 710s right there where it gets down to, and it pulls back a little bit more. But UCAR, this bad boy is setting up. I'm telling you, it's gonna set up and pop real soon. So this is a China auto and truck dealership company, and I'm not sure what they have going on, but the company looks good at the moment. UCAR, and yeah, it looks like it wants to just kind of pull back right there. Like I said, the 20 is at what, 689, and has a lot of support right here at 674 and then 667. So it can easily get bouncing. So that is UCAR, UCAR, and we'll try to see if that gets driving up because it's set up to do it. LGMK logic mark back up a penny today. It did run up higher than it did the other day. It ran up to almost 16 cents, and this one was way up too. It's hitting that 50 right there, but still looking great. So LGMK. Look at this one to try to get moving some more tomorrow. Like I said, it got up to 16 cents, opened at 11. That's a nice little run, and it still looks good to try to run some more. And that is logic, Mark. And you know, we were early on that one. We definitely saw it down here when it was in its lows in like the 7 cent area. So you're at 11 plus right now. It ran up to almost 16. That's a nice pop right there, and it might run up more tomorrow. So keep your eye on LGMK. It's not looking bad. TRNR. Let's see that one. TRNR. Pulling back just a hair. Another one that ran up yesterday. I don't even think I posted this one. There were so many that ran up yesterday. It was nuts. And them green days, a lot of times you're followed by a red day like this. You have to expect it. That's why you're selling them. And honestly, in this market especially, you just have no idea what's going on. So when they pop up, you just got to get out of them and then reevaluate it the next day. So TRNR ran up yesterday, obviously, I just said, up to 20 cents. Today it opened at 16 and a half, got up to 17, down to 14, and it's at like 14 and a half right now. And another one just has that look like it was some healthy pullback. And if tomorrow is a green day and they're looking good, this one runs because yesterday it got up to 22 and today it did too. So it's trying to match that high and trying to push the limits here. So let's see. It could easily get popping. TRNR. So watch that one. And LGHL, let's see. LGHL is Lion Group down a penny today. And this one, I mean, was setting up perfectly to get cruising. I'm the last couple days, even with that red looked great. And it did dip a little bit today. And when I mean a little bit, it opened at 22 and got down to 20. And that's where it's at right now. Not nothing. It's not crazy, just has to get jumped back up tomorrow, and it'll be perfectly fine to really get cruising again. So we'll see if the line can get bounced up and get jumped up and uh rolling again. So we'll see what LGHL wants to do right there if it can get running. But yeah, it looked great yesterday. And then today's, like I said, the market kind of took a lot of them out, but they're not down and out completely. We'll just have to see a lot of them how they set up in the morning and which direction they want to move, and obviously how the whole entire market opens up. But as we go through the big caps and everything, we'll get a better idea, hopefully, what's trying to happen here. So that's LGHL. And let's look at Holo. It's been pulling back there. We've known it's pulling back. Let's see. Is it down at the bottom? I don't think so. Went up a penny in the after hours. It's at 415. And we said it was going to pull back and let it keep pulling back there. We won't even waste much time because it's pulling back. I just said we'd look at it. Easy GO down 5 cents. And this is another one looking good. Um, Ran up yesterday from 106 to 134, and then today it opened at 123, got up to 132. It's at 127 now, or 122, somewhere's in that area. So I'm not, let me see. Easy go. Let me see what it did in the after hours here. Yeah, mine's 130, and it crossed through just some healthy pullback, but still looking great right there. Easy GO. Let me see that one on here. Yeah, just a little healthy pullback, sitting in the right spot too. I mean, if they're gonna pop off the way this thing wants to, it's sitting in the perfect spot to do it. So keep an eye on that EZGO, Easy Go, and that is another China recreational vehicle company that we've talked about, and it wants to go very soon. And here comes our yin and our yang, because I'm telling you, that yin's going to come down and the yang's going to go up. I know they were just kind of teetering today, giving you a hard look to see what the heck was going on. The yin was down 34 cents, went up like 25 in the after hours, is what it says here. Let me just see. 34.55, 34.59. So they're pretty close right there. And yeah, mine just looks like it wants to go down. Let's put it that way. And even Finviz gives me that look for the yin. And then when I look at that yang, it was only up 3 cents today. It opened at 342, got up to 359. Its low is 341. And it says it's up 3 cents at 356. Not sure why, but that's what it says. And because it opened at 342, but whatever. But anyway, let's get back to this. And then yeah, let me look at mine. I'm telling you, these charts have been really weird. And so yeah, 341, 359, do. So it is at 355. It's pretty accurate right there. And yeah, this thing's sitting on your 20 right here. And the 20 just gonna grab it tomorrow and start pulling it up. And this thing is gonna get moving. We're gonna get through that 4 hour area and possibly get back to that 5+ area, I think. So that yang should be curling up tomorrow, looking much better. And I know Laptop Travel will be happy about that one. And that's what I see right there at the moment. And I was looking at it today. Even I went golfing today. The market was nice and red. So I decided it was a beautiful day. And I was looking at this bad boy out there, and yeah, I was like, yeah, that thing's gonna get cranking. So I think the Yang is gonna get moving, guys. So take a look at it, and there you go. We'll look at it in the morning for sure. But the is gonna continue to go down like we thought, and the Yang's gonna go up. And I think you're gonna see that bad boy get moving right there. And let's look at MLGO. And that is a China software infrastructure company, and it was trying to set up. It just pulled back underneath that 20, which is sitting at 30, and this is it was at 29. It says 20, almost 26 now. Let me see. Yeah, we had a lot of different pullbacks in the after hours. It does say 25, and it still looks fine to roll off of there, so it's not terrible. And it's setting up, so I could see this bad boy. Like I said it yesterday. It looked great yesterday, and then you had this pullback. These could just be healthy pullbacks right here, and they have been dipping and ripping, so I could see them starting to move tomorrow after this pullback, especially with Tesla's earnings went up. That could just like change the market right there at a instant in the morning instance, and boom, you could just get cruising. So MLGO, we'll see what that wants to do, but it looks like it wants to start moving back up again. APDN, let's see that one real quick. This one was setting up. I think we're just waiting for that 20, but I mean, it looks like it wants to curl up. That 20's right there at 41. This is at like 34, and it's trying to curl up to even tonight right there. Let me see it on mine. Yeah, I'm telling you, this one's going to get set up really soon, guys. APDN, and I think you're going to have a nice run on it. So I would watch it. APDN, I'd keep an eye on that one. AEHR. Let me look at that. AEHR, it's at what, 1536, we'll say around there. Came back down today. Another one just sitting in a good spot, ran up yesterday, pulled back, could come back down a little bit more, but it's still setting up to be bullish. It's a semiconductor equipment and materials company, AEHR. And it does. It's just pulling back a little bit, but still looks pretty solid. So we'll look at it, see if it wants to pull back down here, possibly to 14s, maybe even in the 13s, the high 13s, and then get set up to really get cruising again. So that's AEHR, and I'll just keep that on watch. So let me see. There we go. And let's look at SHLS. Now, this one was looking decent. I saw it was down today. Actually, we didn't know what this was doing. The 20 was sitting there. I know we were saying, let's see if it can bounce up onto that 20 right there in the fives. And it's just pushed it down there. It has that earnings way out there. Was it November 12th? And it went up in the after hours. And another one, it was just curling up right there too. And I thought was it going to curl up and get up there? Because I was saying it would get on that 20. I thought it would, but it obviously didn't. It bounced back off of that MACD line. I'm actually surprised. I know I was saying it should get through and then get back up into that 20 in the 520 area. Um, I think it might actually try to do it again tomorrow. I think today was just not a good day for it, and it was set up right there, and it just had some pullback. Yeah, you can see it on mine. It tried to get through it. It's actually riding the line, so it was trying to push through it. Even what yesterday? Yeah, yesterday it was trying to get through. And then today it just had to come back down. I think you get a little bounce off of this one, SHLS. And so watch for this one. Shoals Technology, like I said, it was definitely trying to cross through. And it's like right there in the right spot, especially yesterday. It was Monday and yesterday it looked really good. Obviously, today with that pullback, it ran away from the 20 a little bit, but nothing too crazy. So that one still looks good. QS, excuse me, QuantumScape, they had their earnings today. I'm not sure how it went, but I know I saw the call was on Stock Twits, and it looks like it's red, so I guess it went down. And let's see. It is QS QuantumScape. Opened at 534 and its low is 508, but it closed at 540. And this says it's at 545. Um, so yeah, I guess it jumped up in the after hours. Actually, I think it says that its earnings could have been, maybe it's not red, or they're just always red because they're every one of them is. I'm not sure. So maybe it was fine. I have no idea. I don't see the report anywhere. And yeah, I have no idea. So, but I'll tell you, we'll look at the chart. That's all we care about. It was pulling back there, and now it just crawled back up. Yeah, it looks way better in the after hours. It ran up to 540 and looks way better there. And I know we yesterday it looked great to be honest, and I we were probably looking at it saying keep an eye because we knew the earnings were on it, and everything pulled back today. But this one looked good in the after hours for that earnings, and I think they were in the air. I don't remember what time it was. I just saw it on StockTwits. QS was on there, and it was yeah, it was probably as the market might have closed. So it was before Tesla's was at 5:30. This was before that, probably around 4 o'clock, 3:30. So yeah, I didn't listen to it though, and so yeah, it looks like it's trying to crawl back up and run. So I'm not sure what their earnings look like, but they might have been decent for QS. So I'll keep an eye on that in the morning. ASML is that company that printed their earnings on accident, and the company's been down a lot since, and it's still down there. We're just waiting for it to set back up. So we'll wait for it. It looks like it's going to crawl back down a little bit more, pull back ASML. Oh, I can't type it in. ASML, yeah, I think it's just going to pull back a little bit more, and then we'll catch that bounce. And it should be a pretty good one. It should run up to at least 548, and it's at 708 or 712 and 712, I mean. So it's up there, but it can get a nice bounce and an easy one to run. So there you go with ASML and SVRE. This one took a big dip in the after hours there. I mean, it was perfect today. It opened at 13. Let me look. SVRE. It opened at 14. It got up to 15, which is a nice little run up. And then it came down to like 8 in the after hours, and it closed at about 10. So it is way down there. It's just around 10 cents right now. And I'll tell you what, it looked great today. So the fact that it came down all the way down here to that 10 is pretty wild. Um yeah, it pulled back big time, like 4 cents, over 30% right there. Laptop Travel does not like that one. And yeah, I saw it popped up today, to be honest, and then I didn't see it pull back there in the after hours, but it definitely did, that's for sure. But it did run up there, so if you caught that pop up the last 2 days, you were money, and it may not be over either. So I can't. I mean, it looks like it could bounce off tomorrow, so it'll be a critical day tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. I have no idea why it dipped that hard in the after hours. Sometimes they just pull back like that because like there's even a small sell and somebody locked in profits and it dips real hard, and then in the morning it bounces back up. We'll see what's happening with SVRE. SXTC, that was down 5 cents and sitting even a better spot right there. So it's sitting right on that line at like 60 cents. It did jump up 3 cents in the after hours. And this one looks like it could want to bounce tomorrow. And another one, I'm telling you, these were just setting up and then just kind of pull back today with the market. So everything kind of did, even the China stocks, the American ones. It didn't matter who you were, except for like the real estate and the other one. The other sector I said was the only other one, that the utilities. So they were the only two that were kind of green today. LSB, we were looking for this to try to bounce, I believe, and I think it did. Yes, it did. It was up 61 cents, and it did. It bounced right up there, and I was talking about it last night, had that look. Now, it's going to bounce around, I'm telling you. I didn't think it wanted to run down into the basement, and so yeah, it's one of them ones that just didn't have that look, but here you go. Saver One 2014 LTD, which is SVRE, is adjusting the ratio of its American depository shares ADS from one ADS representing 5 shares, ordinary shares, to one ADS representing 90 shares to meet NASDAQ's price. So looks like is I would guess that's like a reverse split effective October 28th, which is coming up. So that's probably why that one probably dipped right there. So we will have to look at that bad boy and keep an eye on it because it obviously popped up today, SVRE, and then took a huge dip in the after hours. And like I said, I looked down there. I didn't see the news. I just looked again. Did I miss it? But I don't. Finviz doesn't put it all up there, so I don't doubt that that happened. And yeah, we'll look for that, and then we'll look for that reverse split pop. So look for it tomorrow. It, like I said, it could bounce around, but LSB, that one did. If I can type it in, LSB. That one did jump up today over 61 cents. What did it do? Opened at 319. Let me look on mine. It gapped up, I'm pretty sure, because I think yesterday it closed at what, 271, and then today it opened. Well, it opened at 280 and it got up to 380. So yeah, it jumped up like a dollar. I thought it jumped up, and then it's sitting at 329 right now. So yeah, LSB did do that nice bounce that we were looking at. Now it's starting to try to curl back up, and obviously it should start to jump around. And we know that it only had 100,000 in volume too, so nothing crazy. But yeah, just watch for it to bounce around. And again, it could easily run up and come down lower than the day before. We see it all the time. So I'll keep an eye on it, but we kind of knew that was bouncing today. So there you go at LSB. That was a nice one for us. That was a good bounce. Surge, let's see if that Surge pays wants to finally move. It is not. It is going to come back down to that 50, and then we're going to have to see what it wants to do when it comes down to that MACD. So today definitely didn't help that one. I'll look at tomorrow's surge, SURG, and see if it can recoup itself after today. But yeah, today didn't help it. It easily can bounce off that 50 and come back up. So I'll look at it real quick tomorrow and be able to tell. So that is SURG. And today it definitely wasn't helpful for it. WBD, good old Warner Brothers, came back down to its support line. And it was trying to, I mean, it looked great the other day. What day was this? On October 18th. It looked amazing. It wanted to get rolling, and then it kind of pulled back the last 3 days, all week now. And the 20 and 50 are meeting up, and I guess it did want to get back to the support line. And now I think you're going to see that bounce start to happen. So we'll keep an eye on WBD. It is setting up, and I think it could have a pop, and then it'll bounce around, and then it'll start to move eventually. So that's WBD, but it is looking kind of bullish after that dip today. So we'll keep an eye off of that on that for that bounce off that line. LUXH, this was up a little bit, but I know it was a good amount for this one. Would have opened that under six, like 0.0573, and got up to like 0.0671. And so that's a good jump for it. It probably jumped up like 20%. And it did. It ran up to that 20. We were looking at this one to move today, LUXH, and it did. And yeah, just like I said, opened that five right there, them numbers I just said. It curled through and it still looks good. I could imagine LUXH wants to run some more tomorrow. And that was a nice little popper for us today. So there you go at LUXH. We kind of knew that one was running as well, just setting up in the right spot there. It was building that base and trying to move. MAXN. Oh, I cannot type in these things today. Keep putting my fingers on the wrong spot on the keyboard. MAXN definitely took a nice dip today. It was looking much better yesterday, I can tell you that. Today didn't help it. We're gonna have to see if this one wants to bounce off that bottom now. It's in a great spot to do it. I can tell you that. It doesn't look terrible today. So let's see if MAXN Max and that came down like 55 cents to 520, even came down to 515. Did go up 10 cents in the after hours. So we'll have to take a look at that and see if it does want to bounce off this bottom or what it wants to do. And today was not a helpful day for that one either. So I'll look at MAXN, ABVE. That was what, up a penny. This one's looking great, I'm telling you. I was been saying this one looks good, ABVE, and I think you're gonna see a runner. It was up today, and I think it's gonna try to get moving here. It's hitting that resistance right there at the 20 at 55 cents, exactly where its high was. All it has to do is get up over it, and it looks like it wants to, and ABVE will be moving. So keep your eye on that one, ABVE. I think I'm gonna have to look at that in the morning because it looks good. So keep an eye on that. SST, let this one pull back just a hair more, and this is gonna be a really good setup as well. That bottom's probably at like 96 cents. What it get down to? 101. See if it wants to pull back a little bit more. SST. And then this could get blasting off, just curling down a little bit. Could make one of them like hard curl back up, hard curls back up, and get blasting back. So SST, I'm gonna look at that one and keep it on there. CNEY down 4 cents. Oh man, this one was getting good too, and it got underneath that line, and today obviously wasn't no help for it. So it's probably gonna have to come down to that 50 cent. It's at 56 in the after hours, and it's probably gonna have to pull back a little bit more. CNEY. Yeah, that's a nice dip right there, and that's gonna have to pull back. You can see that one pulling back. So unfortunately, that one looks like it's pulling back on us. INKT. Yeah, today was not a good day for the market. INKT looks good still. It was down a hair and then it was literally down like 0.06% and went up that in the after hour. So it recouped itself real quick and not looking bad. It's flat and in the right spot. INKT. Come on. I think it did this with this one yesterday. Yeah, just a little healthy pullback today and not looking bad right there. So keep your eye on INKT. Mark that because it looks good. AUD, I know a lot of people wanted to see this one today. It was down a little bit, and let's see what it wants to do. It has that weird look, and oh yeah, this one wants to try to get curling up and cruising. That 20 is right there. It looks like it wants to run up there. Let me see it. Oh, let me get it in the right spot. That hard line, that, oh my goodness, you got all kinds of support. I like this one to try to get moving up to like 80 cents. It's at 65 right now. I mean, if it pulls back, it's going to come back to like 63, and it's like I said, 65 in the after hours. I'm going to look at it on mine said 68 in the after hours. But yeah, that one's looking good. AUUD. I see why a few people asked about this one today because it has that good line right there, that good support, 20 curl on it, and it looks pretty solid. So I would keep an eye on that one tomorrow. AUUD, that's looking good. ALZN down 8 cents today, just pulling back and was looking much better the last few days. So another one. I'm just gonna have to keep my eye on some of these real quick tomorrow. I think they try to bounce back up and reset up with no problem. But again, market conditions are gonna be everything. ANTX, this one was basically flat and just sitting. Oh my goodness. Can't really sit in a better spot to be honest. ANTX, and just some healthy pullback. Watch this one tomorrow, guys. How much does it have in volume? 130,000. And what it run? It ran up on Monday to 112, and right now it's sitting at 106. This one looking good. Keep an eye on that. ANTX looking good. EONR down 10 cents, up 6 in the air. Oh, this one just happened to pull back right there. Today did not help this one either at all. It's hitting that. It's about to hit that line. It looked worse on FinViz. Maybe it pulled itself up a little bit. It's right there. I'll look at this tomorrow. That's kind of a hard look right there with that pullback. EONR. GSUN down 21 cents, setting up big time right there. So we can watch for this one. It's about to cross through. Keep an eye on this one tomorrow for a potential little bounce up. It's not looking too bad, and its 20s coming down at 438. This is at 321-ish, but setting up pretty bullish and making a base down there. So not bad there for GSUN. SNOA down 5 cents. Let this one pull back since they all have been hitting their supports. 255 if it can get down there. It got to 271. But look for anything down there on SNOA. And yeah, see, I mean, I'll look at it tomorrow, see if it wants to roll off. It's right there where it should try to get popping in the next few days. So keep your eye on this one as well. SNOA, it's at 280 and it's going to run. So it's a drug manufacturer. And I remember it was, where was it at? It ran up. Oh, I can't even get the chart. Um, it ran up. I can't even tell where it ran up. Where was that price? Hold on. $9. So it ran up to like nine. It ran up even higher than that, I thought. 937. So not long ago in the summertime, July 11th. It was in the nines. We're at 280 and it's setting up to get running again. So you could see it run from like this 280 probably to like 5 plus. So not looking bad right there on SNOA. So we'll keep an eye. It's just about set up right there. So keep an eye on that. We did our VEV earlier. I went through that when I was talking about it. XTIA. This one was setting up. It's an aerospace and defense one, just kind of flat today. It did run up actually. Went from 12.1275 to 0.1312. Nothing crazy. It had over 19 million in volume. It's in the 11s right now, and it's about to curl up and get moving. So XTIA, yeah, if today wasn't a red day for it, it probably would have tried to pop up. It's about a day out now, so tomorrow it might be hitting the line, and it's up at 15 for the 20, so it's not too far off. But I think if today wasn't such a brutal day for everything, and this did run up a little bit, this would have ran probably up to that SMA 20, up to that 15 cent area. So we'll have to look at it, XTIA, and see exactly what it wants to do now. And it could move more tomorrow. I'll just take a look at it. TANH. TANH was down 3 cents, but it did run some today. Um, Hold on. There we go. All right, there we go. I made the chart too small. Couldn't see it. But yeah, it did run up a little bit. What did it get to? It opened at 23 and a half and it got up to 24, so nothing crazy. Got down to like 18, just under 19 cents. It's at 19 right now. Still sitting in a good spot, TANH um, to still try to bounce up again. Another one just kind of looks like some healthy pullback on everything. So they all have a very similar look. And this one is a China company, household and personal products, and it could get cruising. There's a lot of room in front of it. So we are keeping an eye on that one. IVP, this one ran up yesterday. We were just seeing, was it 2 days, Monday. This one ran up Monday. And we were just seeing what it wanted to do because it was still the 20 was underneath of it. And that's not looking bad at all, to be honest. T or IVP. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And here's your TANH chart right there. I just posted that one from Laptop Travel. And but IVP, I believe I didn't even look at the picture. I just assumed it was the chart, to be honest with you, Laptop Travel. Yeah, it is. I figured I said let me go back and look. I didn't even look. I usually do. So I wanted to make sure it was the chart, but that is the chart. But IVP, like I said, I'm still gonna watch this tomorrow and see if that 20 wants to try to curl it back up and run again. So I'll keep an eye on this one just to see what it wants to do right there, IVP. And let's take a look at Zcar. ZCAR Zoom car. This was down 8 cents, up 8 cents, and it just split the 22nd. So it split yesterday, and I would watch for this Zoom car to get zooming really, really soon, right there, guys. RS Zoom. No, reverse split. I think you're gonna see something happen here. So keep an eye on it, and that is ZCAR. We were looking at UCAR as well, but Zoom car just split and it's looking pretty good. So keep an eye on that guy. Tomorrow, SEDG is Solar Edge Technologies, and this one's setting up in the right spot. A good dip today. If it pulls back into like the 14, low 14s, what it get? It got to 1489. If it can get a little lower than that, like right around that 1440 area, it would be perfect. It has earnings out in November 6th, and it's setting up. The 20s kind of coming down on it though at 19, and the 50s coming down. So it's going to be interesting if this wants to pop. How's that pop look tomorrow? Let me look in the after hours. SEDG. It could easily pop tomorrow. So let me mark this or bounce up, I mean. SEDG, look for that. It could easily bounce tomorrow and it could pull back, like I said, to like that 1440 area, say, and then get bouncing. So look if it pulls back. It went up in the after hours, it looks like, but keep an eye for a little more pullback and a bounce. So that would be SEDG. Let's look at PIXY because it was looking great the other day. It did run up what last week, I believe. Yeah, the 17th. Last week it was last Thursday, and then Friday it just came down, was green. Now it's sitting in the right spot, and the 20 is right there. So today obviously was not helping Pixie, but still not super bad. Just a little pullback. I would look at this too to see if it can get bouncing back up. It looks like it's trying to. Let's put it that way. It gets back up here to like that 9:55 area. It was at 9, then it came down the after hours, it looks like. But yeah, I'll take a look at that one in the morning and see what it wants to do. That's PIXY. And let's see what CXAI is doing here. Down 13, another one. I mean, just these were setting up great, and this one could be a nice dip and rip situation right here. So keep an eye on that one. CXAI, CX app. 582,000 in volume, so a little over half a million. And yeah, that one looks like it's setting up. See if it wants to pull back a little bit more, but not looking bad right there. Let me see. CXAI. Yeah, I could see that bouncing back off of right that, like that. So keep an eye on it. RVP, retractable technologies. That one pulled back today and is coming back down. So let's see if how far that one wants to pull back. And that's RVP. And a lot of these are going to be great prices for everybody. So keep your eyes open, and I'll be looking at them. JTAI. Let's look at that one real quick. Just kind of pulling back a penny today. And let's see, again, another one just still in the right spot. And I think tomorrow, the market conditions are going to really indicate what, like, almost obviously it always does, but it's hardcore tomorrow for this market to go which way. It's just kind of teetering. It could do either go up. All these could go right back up, or they could go down a little bit more. So it's kind of crazy that they all look very similar like that. Let's look at EDBL. I'll blast through some of these other ones and hit some big caps and look at what you guys want to see, obviously. So EDBL, let's look at that one. And yeah, I think we might have to. Ooh, that 20 is like right on it, though. It's right there on 23, and it jumped up over it because it jumped up to almost 25 today. This one's getting right there, guys. EDBL. You got to keep your eye on this one. I think EDBL is like right there. It could start to move at any moment, I think. So we'll keep our eye on that one, but look at it in the morning. TOVX is up 2 cents. Oh, this one's looking decent too, huh? That one's coming up to, oh man, that 20's there at 152 and the hard line. I have to see this. TOVX. Yeah, this one looks real good as well. So we're gonna have to keep our eye on that bad boy because TOVX looks like it could get cruising. Yeah. I mean, 147, it could easily move into the high twos. That's a biotech company. So we'll keep an eye on that one. TOVX, SXTP. Wow, that pulled back quite a bit, down 8 cents. Let it hit that bottom. It's still setting up down there. So we'll see if this one wants to have a bounce. That's at 60 degrees pharmaceuticals. And these all like popped the other day. And now you're getting a whole lot of pullback and a lot of great setup. So that's why these pops, you have to sell them because look what happens. They just came and pull back harder, and they can get set up again. You can get great prices on almost all these now. CNSP, that's CNS Pharmaceuticals, that was pulled back a penny. It did run up today. It ran from 32 to what, 37. I'm not even sure. We might even looked at it. CNSP. But yeah, it ran up. It's just pulling back there today. A 28 to 47 is what this says. And let's see, I thought it ran up a little bit higher. But yeah, I mean, it's pulling back, that's for sure. It's hard to tell, but if I had to guess, I'm going to say it's going to pull back tomorrow, CNSP. So I'll keep an eye on that one. Market conditions, but it looks kind of solid to come back, I would say. And not saying it can't reverse at some point in the morning, but at the moment it looks like it wants to pull back. BJDX. Let's see when the Blue Jay wants to start flying because it looks like it's real soon. It did jump up today, 11 and a half, got up a little bit more. But yeah, BJDX looking pretty decent right there. So I would keep an eye on that. A little healthy pullback, and you have your resistance on your 20 at like just 0.1185 right around there. So you're at 11 cents. So if it starts moving up, it gets over that up to 12, you know, you're cruising. BJDX, the Blue Jay Diagnostics, going to take off. So that is that if it gets there. LIFW, MSP recovery. This one ran up today as well. It ran up yesterday, ran up today from 17 to 18 cents. It's back down at like 14 area. Let me see. LIFW. Yeah, back down at 14, 17 to 19, and then came back down. So we'll have to see what it wants to do. If it's trying to bounce back up. And again, today that thing might have, I mean, it did hit some resistance, but it was set up pretty good. It probably ran its full course. Might have looked a little bit better if it wasn't such a red market today. LIFW. HYZN down 40 cent. Wow. And this is why. Look, this one ran up yesterday, opened, well, it gapped up. That's right. This one gapped up yesterday, but still ran way up there to 334. And then what was its low? 211. And then today it opened at 259. It's down to 2. It's at 212 now. So they run up. They don't stay up there very long. That's for sure. That's HYZN. Now, is it going to bounce? Again, they all have that look like it could be some healthy pullback. It's kind of hard to tell. So I'm going to have to go through this entire list tomorrow and see what these bad boys are doing. That's for sure. BTTR, and I might just jump and well, I know that a lot of these are the ones that you guys wanted to see, so I'm not even going to skip any. So I'll just do the rest real fast. And then we'll look at some laptop travel has some, and also our big caps in crypto. So we're making great time anyway, so it don't really matter. And I can cruise right through these. So BTTR, and a lot of these have that same look. So we'll fly through, and that's has that pullback, and it looks like it's in a good spot. So I'll look at that tomorrow. SGLY down 4 cents right there. Oh, sitting right on that line. This one looks really good, actually. SGLY. I mean, a little healthy pullback, but looks pretty solid right there. So I would say keep an eye on that one. SGLY, see if that's going to move in the morning. DSS, that's a wow, that one ran today. There you go. And that one did pop up there. So DSS, I wonder what we said yesterday. I don't remember because it was definitely had a mark and asterisk next to it. I put it on this list today. So DSS was looking good and it popped. And what it run 124 to 150 and it got moving there. So nah, I thought it ran higher than that. 124 to 230, we'll say. And yeah, it ran way. I could just see I'm telling you, this thing's crazy. I don't know why it didn't put it up there. I mean, that's a big old run too, but 230, wow, that's nice. That's a huge, huge spike right there. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful run. DSS, we looked at that last night, and that one definitely popped big time, guys. So that one's up right now in the after hours. Pretty no, it was anyway. It was up to like I said, 230. Yeah. So that one was up. It's down to 140 right now. So you had a big pop on that one. Let's see. And that was DSS MLEC MLEC. I started spelling like Mickey Mouse there. That was great. Think I might be my brain fried. MLEC, Mulick Sciences. This was up a penny, and this one looks really good, guys. So I would keep an eye on this. This is gonna move tomorrow. So you got one that you can look at that's gonna be a real nice one in the pennies at this is at 89 cents. This one's gonna get rolling. Yeah. And I'm yawning. Oh man, that's not a good sign. Not at 10:15. MLEC, yeah, it's definitely cruising. So you're definitely that one's a runner tomorrow. MLEC, so keep an eye on that one. UAVS, I know I can't look. Oh yeah, it's on here now. I thought it wasn't on here before. Whatever. It's up 54 cents and it looks great now. It ran up today to 397. I could have sworn that was bad. It was only on yeah, on stock twits or oh yeah, because they changed the thing on like August 1st. All right, that's probably why. I have no idea. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it ran up today. It looks like it wants to get out of the basement. It's curling up right there. It's looking really good. UAVS. And I know we looked at it before, and I don't know if it was like D. I forget what the heck happened, but something happened with it. But now it's looking great again. So keep your eye on that one. UAVS. If that's the one I'm thinking about, because I could have sworn I could only see it on like stock charts and mine, but now it's on FinViz and it is looking really nice right there. So keep an eye on that one. Clue, CLEU. Let's see what that's up to real fast. Here you go. I'll post that one out for you. And that one is probably gonna, oh man. That one's crazy, guys. Clue. It looks like it wants to pull back, but at the same time, it looks like it wants to shoot up in like um, that real hard curl. So let me see it on mine. What it do today? 30, 30, 28. Now this is today's date, right? Yeah, 23rd. And let me see. Yeah, it's hitting that line right there. And let me see it kind of hitting that line and cross. That one's crazy, guys. Clue. I mean, I don't see it really pulling back that hard. It would come back down to like 27 cents. I'll look at that in the morning. If I had to guess, I'm saying it's going to bounce. Clue, but I would have to look at that in the morning. Has a weird look. HSDT down 7 cents. I mean, a lot of these just taking a beating today and not in a bad spot. So almost looks like some healthy pullback on it, which is ridiculous at 7 cents for this, but that's what it looks like. So it's kind of crazy. HSDT. So I'll watch that. It's back to like under 52 cents right now. And yesterday it was at 60 cents for its high. So keep an eye on that one. TPET. Let's see that Trio Petroleum. As it's pulling back today a little bit. It wasn't too crazy, but it was pulling back there and possibly hitting the bottom, crossing through right there. Let me see. TPET. Come on. Here we go. Yeah, it looks like it just crossed down, coming down. I'm not so sure it's its bottom yet. Let me see. Um, let's see. It could come down a little bit more TPET, so we'll look for that to try to pull back a little bit. I'll take a look at that. SAG, this one's moving right now. Um, I think it's a brand new one. It opened up, I think today, and it just started cruising. SAG Holdings. And what was it? 634. Opened at 601, got up to 661. Its low is 540. It closed at 636 and then got up to like 742. So SAG is definitely an interesting one. And like I said, it just opened. It's a new IPO, and I can't really tell much about it, but SAG Holdings Limited announces pricing of initial public offering and listing on the NASDAQ Capital, and that was yesterday. So yeah, I have no idea, but I saw it rolling today. So I was just I threw it on there. I think it might have been trending on Stock Twits, as a matter of fact. And I said, "Well, what's that?" And I was like, "That's new today, I think." And I just wanted to look at it again because I didn't take much time, but it does look like it's brand new today. So that's SAG. And let's look at the Cheetah because that was pulling back big time. And I'm not, yeah, I think, oh, wait, never mind. I thought they had some news. Are they going to reverse split? Because this one isn't looking great anymore. It should probably going to cross through, I'd imagine. I'll have to look at Cheetah in the morning. Let me see what it did. CTNT. Yeah, I could see that one pulling back pretty good. So I don't know what they did to their company, but Cheetah's not looking so hot right there. And PLG, Platinum Group Metals, up 3 cents. This one looks like it wants to run into the top right there. So keep an eye on this one, PLG, for a little momentum in the morning. So that one could be a little momentum play. And what's this TS? Hold on. I have a feeling it's going to be on OTC, TSLVF. Let me look. Cut that. Oh, I didn't even do it. What was it? TSLVF. Tier 1 silver. Here we go. OTC. So it is one. It's at 9 cents. And let me just take a quick peek here. Pulling back a little bit. It did run up. Yeah, I think this one might be pulling back. Let me look on mine. TSLVF. Yeah, I'd be careful. This one ran up pretty good, and it's hard to tell just because it is an OTC. So, I don't like them that much. Only I just can't get the best look at them because of the chart. So I can't get the FinViz on it. And even with mine and the stock charts, I just don't like the them two looks, I guess. I don't know. But UNCY was down 2 cents, and that one looks like it's pulling back. Hit the 20 down there at what? 39 cents. It's back to 41, but I'm not so sure. I have to look at this on mine. UNCY. It might have to pull back a little bit more tomorrow, see if it gets down to that 39 cent area. I'll have to look at this one as well. Just one of them looks where it wants to come back down, but maybe it'll bounce. LGVN, let's look at it. Up 17 cents. I said this was going to run the other day when it did up to that 226. Today it got up to 224, and I think you might have one that's going to pop off tomorrow, LGVN. So take a look at this one in the morning. LGVN. I think you got a popper right there. So we'll look at that one as well in the morning. So yeah, keep your eyes on that. It looks really good. LCID, that Lucid group, looks like it's going to stay in that basement down there. Let me just see what it did in the after hours. LCID. Yeah, it looks like it's pulling back some, so I'll keep an eye on Lucid for somebody. Someone was asking about it. Looks like it's pulling back. They have earnings, I guess, in November. It looks like November 7th. So we'll keep an eye on Lucid, and that is LCID. And I remember when that ran up, I guess in the summer in August, that one was cruising. Um, RKDA. Let's see, that one ran up today. This one ran up the other day and ran back up. So I don't know. It could be an easy momentum play in the morning, RKDA. So yeah, take a look at this and see. It looks like it might be a momentum play there. So keep an eye on that one for momentum. I did the T-Pet already. I thought I had it on the list. And I did LGHL, I think, because that was the Lion. Yeah, I definitely did Lion earlier. So we know that was kind of pulling back. JTAI down a penny right there. But again, another one not in a bad spot. Ran up the other day, and you just really can't tell a lot of these. I'd have to look at it. SVMH in the morning just to get a better look. But SVMH, this one is curling up and sitting in a really good spot. I could see this one moving tomorrow. So keep your eye on this bad boy to be cruising. SVMH, that one looks really good. Whoever sent that in. And BACK, that is BACK. Let me type it in. BACK IMAC Holdings. I'm not sure it's a medical care facilities. I thought it was like something. I thought it was an ETF when I first looked at IMAC Holdings, and I was like, no, it's not an ETF though. But Yeah, iMac Holdings back. So medical care facilities. It is up. It was down 3 cents. It's up to 139. It's hitting that 50. I think you have to pull back on this a little bit and hence back. But yeah, I think this one pulls back. So look for back to pull back. And we'll see if it wants to roll. And I know we already did Blue Jay already, BJDX. So there you go. Let's look at our crypto big caps and then our laptop travel one. So here we go. Excuse me. And here we go. And then I got to look and see what you guys want to look at. So let me check them out as well. But here we go. Let me look at crypto real quick. Bitcoin's at 67,300. It's just bouncing around a little bit. And it looks like I think it's going to roll back off that MACD and get back up higher. So Solana's at 174 and cruising, guys. So that might get into the 180s. I mean, it's way up there right now, so we'll have to see if it can get up any higher. But it did. It ran up pretty damn well. What did it get up to its high? It was 174, so right where it's at, 174 just now. And 174.03 right this moment. So yeah, it's at 174 and it's looking pretty hot. Cardano's at 35 cents. But that one looks like it's pulling back again. Let's see if it can stay on top of the line and curl back up. That would be good. Doge is back in 14 land and looking pretty good to run back up again. So that one wants to stay up there and run higher. And let's take a look at Ethereum's at 2,552. It was under 2,500 earlier. I think it was at 24. I thought, let me see. Yeah, it did. It got to 2,447, and that's going to come down and touch that 50, and then I think, and the 50 on the RSI. So, and then probably bounce off the MACD is what it looks like. And let's look at Bonk real quick. BONK. And that one's coming down and touching the 100 and cross through coming down. So we'll have to see if it wants to bounce up and make that quick curl up too. So that's bonk. And let me take a peek and see what you guys are looking at. Here's LGVN. That one's looking great, guys. So take a look at that. Oh, here's Cheetah, CTNT. Cheetah Net Supply Chain Service will effective a 1 for 16 reverse split of its Class A common stock. The reverse split will become effective on Thursday, October 24th. So that will be tomorrow, guys. So you know what we're going to be looking at. There you go. We'll be looking at that cheetah. I told you it was not looking great. Yeah, so SAG is a brand new IPO, and I just posted that out, and that was Clue, LGHL. We've looked at that, not looking bad at all. And Jennifer Lee, CRMD, that's Crowd? Nah, it's not CrowdStrike. What is that? Oh, no, definitely not. Core Medex. I don't even know this one. Never mind, but this thing's run up in the top like a maniac. Um, yeah, I mean, it could be a momentum play tomorrow. Look at this, guys. Post that on Laptop Travel if you can. CRMD. That thing is wild. It just been running up and it may even run up higher. It's just kind of crazy. But I'll say I'll start right here on September 10th. It's been running up basically every day. And that's CRMD. And the way it looks, I mean, I'm gonna say it's gonna keep running and it'll come crashing down. But yeah, I have it's so far at the top. You know how I feel about these, but again, you can probably catch a momentum play in the morning. It ran from 12 to 12.49 today. Its low is 11.82. I mean, every single day is a great trade on it, just about. Yesterday was great. It low was 11.20 and its high was 12.10. So CRMD, again, just one of them ones that's way up there and could be a momentum play for you, Jennifer Lee. So keep an eye on for that. Boyle, let's look at that. BOIL, because that's up today. And that one looks like it's about to start curling back up. So I'm guessing cold is getting cold and Boyle is starting to get hot. because that looks pretty good today anyway. These things like to change pretty fast, but nah, it looks really good. Let me look at cold, COLKOLD. It's KOLD, and yeah, it's 70 coming down, and that's the natural gas. And boil is going up, and that is obviously the natural gas too. But yep, that's the pro share. So there you go, and it is looking good, boil. So keep your eye on that one to try to get moving as well. That's looking nice. Um, CRMD, RGF. Um, we did that one that Real Good Foods. I think Laptop Travel just posted the. I'm just making sure I did it. Yeah, that one's set up really good right there. Here's the chart for that one as well. I didn't post it. So there you go with that. Let me know what else you guys want to see real quick. And let me hop on and see for Ford. Oh, here you go, Doug. Your Ford call discussion cheat sheet for everyone in the community. Oh, here you go. Oh, there you go. Oh, dude, laptop travel, you're great, dude. Here you go for Ford. There's that I was talking about the options on it yesterday, and I'll pull it up real quick because we're about to do. I'll just wait. I'll do it at the end when let me it's the last big cap. I'll roll through them right now. So let's do them. Thank you very much, and I'll pull that up for sure, and I'll go through it for you. So thank you for that one, laptop travel. And let me know if you guys want to see anything else. But let's look at our SPY and our big caps. And yeah, we're making good time here. And we did a ton of stock charts, so that's good. And we bust through these big caps pretty fast. They're not that intense like these penny ones where you really have to take a look. Like I said, they're almost like watching paint dry. They're pretty easy. We knew the SPY was kind of coming down today, and it's down 533. As soon as it got down there and it hit the 20, what did it get down to? What did I say? 570. I was saying what, 575, right? It got this 574. Bam, right there. I mean, there you go. It's right there and then back up to 578. So it did exactly that. And it could have that hard bounce up, or it could come back down to that 570 tomorrow. So I don't know if they're going to really drop it down like that, especially right now. So let me look on my end. It could. It definitely looks like it wants to on mine. So we'll see if it wants to pull back some more. We'll be on at 7 a.m. to take a peek at it. So does look like it wants to pull back some. But again, they're super bullish, so I we have to look at these bad boys. Let's just go through these guys. GameStop was down 39 cents, pulling back with everything else today, and crossed back down. It was looking so good, and then crossed back down, and now the 20, it was crossed up trying to take it up the other day on the 16th, and then it just reversed itself, and now they're pushing them down. So we may have to watch these guys set back up. GameStop. I think AMC may get pretty good. Its 20 is right there at 429. This is at like 425-ish. And it's oh man, yawning. It's pretty bad. Uh yeah, it's like right there. So I'll say I can't really tell because it's mixed into the lines. Let me look a little better here. Say it's at 430 to 20 and we're at 425. So this one kind of looks like it wants to start moving AMC. And I was saying that one did look bullish. And look at the options on it. And Chewy, let's look. That one looks like it's pulling back now, setting up to be super bullish. So let it get down to its bottom, which I don't think it's getting way down here to 23. So I'll look at it and see where it wants to bottom out, and then we'll catch Chewy CHWY on the way up there. So we'll look at that bad boy as well and see what's happening with that. I think there was other ones. Didn't I see a couple other ones on here? There you go. I was gonna say I thought I saw was that NBIS, right? I was gonna say I thought I saw a few other. Hold on. What's that one? NBIS. Nubius Group. And this one is just down. I was just thinking, wasn't there some other ones that I missed? And I don't know why. I just kind of missed a bunch of these, but here, I'll go through a lot of these guys because I don't know how I scrolled through and didn't see them. Let me just take a quick peek at this and see what that is. VEV is being delisted, so that's let me I'll repost that for you. So yeah, VEV might be being delisted. So remember I was saying that one's like being crazy talked about online. Oh yeah, there you go. It says it here. Did I even say that? I don't think I did. Um but yeah, it's being delisted. It's I'm pulling up the story right now. The letter stated that as of October 21st, it did not regain compliance. So, when's the delisting? I don't see it real fast. I'm just trying to scroll through it real quick and see. But yeah, it looks like the VEV is going to be delisted. So, you might want to be careful with that. And again, we were looking at it this morning, and I was like, it's trying to crawl up at that last minute. And it did run today, but it never, I don't know, it just didn't look that strong to me. And there you go. It's being delisted, so I wouldn't mess with it. And the dude said the same thing. Thank you very much, guys. I don't know how I missed these. I completely just like missed all these messages and just saw them just a minute ago. UAVS green thumbs, we just nailed that one. So we just did that bad boy, UAVS. And I'm telling you, that one is looking really good now. Tesla, we're going to go over in about 2 minutes. So I'll do that one in a second. AISP, Airship AI. This one is the 20 is at 216. This is at 201. It's hovering right there. Let me take a look at AISP. Let me look at this tomorrow. It has potential to roll off right there. Could be even its bottom today. It's hard to tell. And again, a lot of these are just a hard look today with the pullback. But I'll definitely look at it. Let me write it down. AISP. AISP. There we go. And SANW. That's that S&W seed company. I think that took a big dip too, didn't it? Split on the 18th and started dipping. And oh yeah, that was that one look. I remember this one. And it's just pulling back right there. Let's see, because this one will actually be great when it decides to turn around. And oh man, that gave me the weirdest look ever. It's got like 3 days and nothing there. Let me look at this. Hold on. That was crazy. SANW. Yeah, that's a little bit better. But yeah, I would let this one pull back a little bit more, SANW, and then we'll catch that one because that's one of them ones that split and pull back. And I don't know if it's exactly yet ready yet, so we'll watch it. SVRE. That Saver one did a split too. Dude said, I think, yeah, I think that, someone else say that possibly. I don't even know, but yeah, SVRE is going to reverse split. So thank you for that one. Do you know the date for that, dude? Let us know. I'll post it up there. So thank you. And, $8 for the Yang. Let's see. Oh man, let's see if you get to the eight. That's why I've been trying to be very, very, you know, saying like the very lowest price and then just trying to beat that price and get them moving. I mean, obviously you could get there. The hard lines right there at 741, and I think this Yang may start really cruising their laptop travel. So we will keep an eye on it, and I think that it is going to get moving. So we'll have to look and see. And the dude's asking what was that yin and yang one that might go to five. So the yin, it's the yin. Why you have it right there? It's not. It's YINN is the yin, and that is the China bull, and that's and it shot up. They had like this crazy, I don't know, talking about like pumping the market or whatever they were doing, and and yeah, it ran up like crazy, and now we just kind of knew it was coming back down, and so the yang is the opposite, YANG, and that's obviously the China bear. three times, and now it's at 356, and the price, and it's sitting like right on that 20, and it's pointing up, and as soon as that 20 curls, it's gonna rip it. So, and the 50 is at about 639. The next support, next resistance at 738, and then your next one would be at like nine something. So that would be the amounts that they would go in probably. And yeah, there you go. But you just have to it should get moving right there. So that is the yin and the yang. Senior wants to see NUWE. That one took a nice dip. It was running up there. We had looked at this one a while back. I don't know how long ago, but I just remember looking at it, and it ran up the last 2 days and then pulled back pretty drastically today. Opened at 258 and came down to 269. It's, or what did I just say? It opened at 258 and came down to 169, and it's at 178. Yeah, opened at 258 and came down to 269. That's perfect. But anyway, it's at 178, and it is definitely pulling back there today. Whether it's just one of them, I'm looking at it right here, and it looks a little more than healthy pullback, but it doesn't look like the end of the world to me. NUWE, I'm just gonna take a quick peek on stock charts real quick. I mean, yeah, this one looks like it's pulling back. This one's kind of pulling back there. I mean, it couldn't come down to the line. Put it this way, it could bounce back up to 20s coming up, and it never got into the top. So I'd have to look at this in the morning. It just it could go either way. And honestly, almost the whole market looks that way today. So unfortunately, SR, I can't exactly tell you. I wish I could, but here, let me write it down next to AISP and NUWE. I'll look at that as well. NBIS, I was starting to do that one, I think. And I couldn't get it up on the FinViz, but it came up on here. Is it a NBIS? Is it like some? I don't even know. Hold on. It comes up on mine, so I can't get it on the other ones for some crazy reason. That's why I think I started to do it and I just like jumped over. But my bad, Jennifer Lee. Let me look at it. I'll give you my best opinion on one chart, and the only one I can pull it up on is mine for some odd reason. But it seems like today it opened at 1866, got up to 1873, came down to 1710, and it's at 1715. It looks like it's still pulling back a little bit, but the bottom looks like it was on the what the fuck? Hold on. What the hell? It went from February 28th to October 21st. I have no idea. Did this thing just like start moving again? Because I'm not gonna lie, when I pulled it up on stock charts, it looked like one of them shell companies, but it was running at the bottom, which I never see. They always run at the top. This one's running the bottom, and then all the way went from bottom to top today. I have no idea. Is it? It must be new or something or newer. I don't really know what's going on with this NBIS because literally when I look at my chart, I go October 23rd to 22nd, 21st, and then it goes to February 28th of 2022. I have no idea what it's talking about. I've never seen anything like that in my life. So I honestly I wish I could tell you something better, Jennifer Lee, but I just have no idea what this thing's doing. So I'll look at it tomorrow and try to figure it out. But that's interesting that it just went to February 28th of 2022 to October 21st of 2024. That's exactly what the jump is. So I have no idea. I really never saw that happen before. So I wish, like I said, I could tell you something other, but I really can't. Think I read the Saver one was adjusting so that yeah, that's right. Laptop Travel did post that earlier. Other people said SVRE is gonna reverse split, so we do know that. There's all them bad boys. Did I do CRMD? I think I looked at that. Hold on. Yeah, that's at Core Medics, and that's a running in the top right there. So Like I said, could be a momentum play. And Clue, SAG, CTNT, all them bad boys. I look at the foil, the Ford calls. I mean, Boyle. I just said the foil because I was looking at the Ford and then Boyle at the same time. There you go. So we'll look at foil too. I wonder if that's even a stock ticker. Nope, it's not. I was gonna say, let's look at it. But it's not one. But anyway, we're not looking at the foil. Boyle, we looked at CRMD. Here's the chart for it. So I'll post that bad boy real quick. And and then let me roll through our big caps again and really get through them. So dude missed win. NBIS, I tried to do. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that one, unfortunately, Jennifer Lee. I'll try to figure that out because I've never seen that happen before. Um, VEV is being delisted on Halloween, October 31st, guys. So beware of that. Thank you very much for that info. And here we go. So that's all them. Oh, John Wong sent a few in. Let me do them. Here we go. Hold on one second. ALXO. Here we go, John Wong. Let me hit these guys. ALX Oncology Holdings up 16 cents. This one was popping today and should keep its momentum tomorrow. Just looking at it real quick without even seeing mine. Yeah, I think that one, John Wong, is a nice one for tomorrow as well. I think ALXO is going to keep momentum. Tesla, I'm going to do in a minute. So we'll do that then. MKTW is at that market wise, right? We were looking at this yesterday, MKTW, and we looked at this one before, but let's see, it did, and again, this one ran up yesterday and was pulling back, and then today it's trying to push up higher and looks really good. It didn't get as high as yesterday, got up to 69 cents to, or wait, got up to what, 69, yeah. And today it only got up to like right under 67. But I'll tell you what, it looks pretty solid. I would think it tries to get into that 70 cent area. That's what it looks like to me tomorrow. So market wise, MKTW also looking really good right there, John Wong. I like that one. And CLLS. That one's a nice popper too, hitting that resistance right there at that what 198 area. But I would think it gets through. It wants to cross through, bounce up to 20s right there. It looks good. Never even heard of that one. But I'll tell you what, that one looks solid right there too. CLLS. So take a look at that one because it looks pretty. And boom. Let's see. That's about Vev. Yeah, they're on the probably on 31st. We were talking about that. The FDA isn't legalizing psychedelics recreationally. They're seriously researching their medical potential for conditions like depression and PTSD. Some drugs have even gotten breakthrough therapy. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. I don't I would be surprised if they actually legalize it recreational. When I was talking about it, I meant more medicinal reasons. And but honestly, I think in what state is it? There's a state. Was it Colorado? Colorado, I think's legal, has them. A few states do. So, but I couldn't see the FDA doing it completely like a federal thing, but I could see them absolutely doing it medicinally. And maybe then it'll spread out a little bigger, but like I said, I've heard great things about them for certain people. So, and PTSD, depression, them things are definitely the ones that it hits on. So, there you go. And let's see which ones are these guys. Here we'll look at these bad boys. Laptop Travel gave us a couple other ones. Let's look at them. CMPS. Let's look. Compass Pathways. These could be ones that yeah, these are in the psychedelic world. So here we go. Keep an eye on these guys right here. CMPS, ready? This one's curling up and looking good. Let me look at it on mine. Yeah, that one's looking really good right there. Good call for that one, laptop travel. Mind Med, yeah, MNMD. I know that one, Mind Medicine. And that one's actually pulling back at the moment, but I think it's just gonna pull back into this five and it's at 622. Maybe it comes down to like $6 area and tries to get reset up. We'll keep an eye on that one as well. Let me look on mine. NMM, what is it? Hold on. It's MNMD. That's it. Yeah, it looks like it's pulling back just a little bit, but probably will get set up as well. ATAI, I can't type anything in. ATAI down 7 cents. This one's making a really nice base, and I could see this one starting to move on some news. So ATAI, yeah, I could see this. I mean, it's making a nice base, trying to pull back, and it won't even let it. So it's at $1.21. And it's just looking pretty solid right there. So I'll keep an eye on that one. And CYBN, let's see what that's up to. Cybin. And that one looks like it was up at the top. So these kind of ran before the news, obviously, like they usually do. And um and that one looks like it's kind of pulling back at the minute, but at the moment, but we'll definitely keep a look at it and see if it's gonna roll off and get higher. It's kind of building a base up there. Maybe it pulls back a little bit. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on them bad boys. And let's see. PBM, let's look at that. Because that's one from Canada right there. And that one's looking pretty good as a biotech company. And let's see what they have going on. Yeah, I think yeah, PBM. I would say this one is let's see. Hold on. PBM. Just a little healthy pullback kind of today, but not looking bad, and it's going to get set up. So keep your eye on this. PBM could actually curl up and get rolling. I want to look at that in the morning. PBM. So that one looks interesting right there. Thank you, Anthony. I like that. And oh, look at that. You probably did write that. I just probably read it wrong, John Wong. He said not Tesla. He meant TLSA. And he probably wrote that, and I just looked at it as Tesla. I think my brain's fried today. I'm telling you, brain injury, golfing, looking at stock charts. It's just a lot. I'm like, what is going on? But here we go. TLSA. Um, I know we looked at this one way back and before. I just remember the name of it because it was crazy like this and the stock ticker. But I'll tell you what, thing wants to roll. It was moving today, really nice, 87 and 96. It's at like 98, and that one, TLSA, just like Tesla too, move. So you have TSLA and TLSA, both of them looking good. So there you go, John Wong, and I will actually tweet that out because they both look good. I'm gonna write that. They both look good. And there you go. How's that? I like them both actually. Oh, and let's see. Um, here you go. I wish I knew how to say your name. Tatatine Mello. Somebody. I'm sorry, but microdosing. The shrooms really helped alleviate her dad's migraines and PTSD. He's a veteran, and she watched him heal through this. Highly recommend at my somebody's. I'll tweet it. I'll repost it. They're well known in the field. I'll check them out. House of Sanity, very cool. Yeah, I'm telling you, I know some of the companies that do it, so I actually know and cherish. My first experience with psychedelics was profoundly transformative. It allowed me to break free from mental constraints, expand my perspective, and connect with the world on a deeper level. And they also, I'll retweet them both. Here you go. I'll repost them both. Thank you for the feedback. And is it Oregon that has the legalized? I know somebody has some kind of mushrooms. Colorado might have recreational ones, honestly. I'm almost positive they do. Um they have some kind of recreational mushrooms too. I'm not exactly I'm trying to think of I'll have to look it up. I'll look. after the show and find out. But yeah, I'm telling you, like I said, I've gone to these conventions, and the mushroom companies are always involved in these type of things in the cannabis industry. They kind of go hand in hand. I mean, I don't know what other conventions they're really going to show up at. So I know a few of the companies, and yeah, they do pretty crazy, awesome things. And like I said, it's not for everybody, clearly, but it can definitely help a lot of people. And again, and I explain this with cannabis all the time, and I'll tell you, and like I tell doctors, it works for reasons. It's not for everybody, but it can be if it's used the right way. There's certain strains that really work really well for certain conditions. I've done it on a medicinal level for a long time, so I've seen crazy results that doctors could never see. I Before COVID, they were sending me patients from UPenn and like Jefferson and major hospitals, and that was when our and New Jersey cannabis license was just rolling out. I worked with the doctors that did the licensing, would send me the patients that they couldn't help anymore. And you're talking about like cancer patients and people. And I learned, because unfortunately I lost my mom. She was one of the first medical marijuana patients, cannabis patients in New Jersey. She was one of the very first people to get the medical card back in, I believe, 2015 and 16, right in that area. And so yeah, I've seen it work wonders for people. And again, if people know what they're doing, they can really make things work well. And a lot of it is experimenting. Everybody's body's a little bit different. And that's why I say pharmaceutical medicine generally doesn't work that well. It works for like 1 in 1,000 people. It kind of works for some others. And then the rest of the people might have like adverse effects. Um, Cannabis is a natural thing. You can make sure that you're not going to like really hurt people or harm them in any way, and nor have any kind of effects, or and the other thing with this with pharmaceutical medicine that people don't realize is these doctors prescribe things so fast, and they're just so quick to turn over your medicine if something's not working. You got to realize it takes at least 21 days usually for some of the old medicines and the the drugs in them to actually escape your body. So you start taking a new one, and these effect, like they counter each other. It's crazy what goes on, and the doctors don't like, even the pharmacists don't pick up on some of them. And yeah, because they linger in your body for a little bit longer. So again, I've zeroed in on a lot of things. I've worked with a lot of people, and especially like young children and older people. And again, I say I don't, I'll never say you can cure anything, because doctors ain't curing shit either, and neither am I. But you can help people live a quality of life, and that's what it's really about, especially when people get in these, major situations where doctors, physicians just can't help them anymore. And you're pretty much either like at hospice level or, down that road. So I've seen it do remarkable things, trust me, like crazy, crazy things that you could never even believe. And so yeah, I've seen it with cannabis a lot. I mean, hundreds of stories that just pharmaceutical medicine just wouldn't do. And but yeah, it takes, you got to know what's going on. And like I said, there's some knowledgeable people out there that really know what they're talking about and know how to zero in on certain strains and certain mushrooms and certain things for certain effects. And if you do it right, you will see positive effects from it. But anyway, that's that. And let's go through our big caps real quick because we left off there. And then I'll hit that laptop travel list tomorrow because I think my brain might just shut down. So I apologize, laptop travel, but I will definitely knock it out in the morning. As a matter of fact, I can even stay on longer tomorrow morning because my little guy doesn't have school. So I'll be good to just do that list with no problem in the morning. So we'll definitely do that. It's not going to change. So here, let's go through our big caps just so we know what's going on here. Our SPY was down, the video's down $4, and that one looks like it's dipping down. Could come down to that 130. we'll see where it won't. And again, these things can change so easily tomorrow morning. So especially with Tesla and Apple came down and it hit like that support lines. They're the 50's right under it at like 226. It's at 230. It easily can bounce right off that MACD. It's set up super bullish and it looks like it wants to. So look for Apple to try to bounce. Google was down a little bit, but just sitting on that line again. This thing's setting up so bullish, it's ridiculous. But I'm looking for Google to try to, I mean, it looks like it's curled down, pulling back. I'm looking for it to pull back a little bit and then set up to get crazy. So that's Google. Amazon was just sitting there. It was, oh no, Amazon was down today. I'm sorry. Amazon came down under its support line and was coming towards the 50. I remember seeing it at the end of the day. And it's the 50's at like 183-ish. And this is sitting at 185. So Amazon took a nice little dip today, but it's a great opportunity. So when we were looking at these couple days, we've been saying they needed to pull back and make room. Amazon looked like it wanted to run up. It was sitting in the right spot, but I mean, you get them all red like that, the market, it definitely pulled it back. So it will run. All of these will set right back up. Trust me. Meta down $18. Remember what I was saying? It needed to come back down to what, the 550 area? It's at 563 and it got to 562. See if it comes down some more tomorrow. Even at 540, I think I was probably saying. So let's see if Meta pulls back to there, and then you know it's going to get set up again. So that is Meta, and then Tesla. It was down $4.32 today, down to what, 212, and then boom, right to 240 in the after hours with the earnings report. So Tesla got cruising and could easily turn around the market. And as a matter of fact, I was looking at all of them on the FinViz. Let me just take a quick peek at them all real fast as I'm just talking to you and just see what they look like on my end lot in the after hours. They still kind of look the same as what we were just talking about. Amazon pulling back, Meta probably pulling back, yeah, and Tesla's just cruising there. So we'll have to see how they open up in the morning. Obviously, we'll be on early, so we know. And let's roll through the rest of these guys. Nike down $1.37. Remember, I was saying, let that bad boy pull back. We'll get it again. I'm surprised it pulled back that much, but it's going to pull back even more probably right here. Maybe it gets back down into the 70's again. It's at 80. And yeah, it could easily be in the 79. Actually, it got 79 to 79 today. So it did pop into the 79 area. And let's see if we catch it in there tomorrow. It'll be great because it's setting up bullish, and that'll be a good one to have an options on. Rivian was down 33 cents, was trying to get moving. Um, did run up a little bit, hit that support, hit that resistance on the 20, and came back down. But I think Rivian's getting ready, guys. So keep your eyes on that one. RIVN. Yeah, I think it's just a little pullback, and I think Rivian's going to start to get set up. I mean, it's been pulling back for a while, so it should be ready. PLTR, this one is that crazy one, but it is pulling back finally out of the basement. Maybe it comes back down to the 20. Tried to run back up in the after hours, but I'm not so sure. I think PLTR has to pull back as well. Sophie down 16 cents. And I think this has to come out of the top too. It's been up there for way too long. So I think we might see a little bit of pullback on these bad boys. And then yeah, and right after the election, they might be cruising. So Boeing, I think, excuse me, I think they had something crazy happen today. um, let me see if I can find it. I can't see it. I think they like lost a satellite or something in space, and it like completely is like done. Here you go. I found it. Boeing's bad year. It just keeps getting worse. One of its satellites exploded in orbit with debris becoming a potential threat to other satellites. How much worse can Boeing get? They can't make a plane. Their satellites are falling apart. They got people stuck in space right now because of their equipment. I mean, holy cow. And yet the stock somehow keeps going up. Quite amazing, to be honest with you. But I would look for Boeing to start going back down again because I think it's going to have to at this point. And it looks like it was trying to go up, and then this might be the have to bring it back down. So we'll keep an eye on Boeing, but talk about a lot of bad news for a company. Holy cow. And remember, Snowflake's dipping down 189. We're going to see if it comes down to that 110 area. It crossed through, so all these bad boys are coming back down. Dell, that was down today, I saw. So we'll watch and see how far that comes down. AMD, that was down, but this one could get bouncing pretty damn soon. So we're going to keep our eye on AMD because that one might start moving sooner than the other ones. Space SPCE. Let's look at that one down 25 cents and pulling back there. Glad my option just fired off on Friday. That was perfect. But yeah, that's pulling back, so you know I'm going to be looking for the bottoms on that. INTC, that's just pulling back a little bit. They all are. This is crazy. Disney down 50 cents, setting up super bullish. Let's see if we can catch this thing at like 94. It's at 96. And or if it wants to get even lower, but we'll see when it hits 94 what it wants to do. Disney. SMCI, that was down a little bit today. And I could see this one trying to get set up to roll off. And so we're going to keep our eye on that one. SMCI, I think that tries to move soon. Let's look at Oxy, down 78 cents. They were, yeah, that one's pulling back right now. And so was ExxonMobil, XOM. That was pulling back 43 cents and looks like it's pulling back at the moment. And let's look at Mara and Riot real quick. They were down. Mara was down 90 cents and just kind of pulling back a little. Riot was down a little bit too, but in the top, kind of needs to pull back. CLSK, this one's been running up, needs to run, hit the top, came back a little bit. DJT ran up today. It was up over $36. Pulled back a hair. It's still running in the top. And like I told you, even when it comes back down, it's going to just pull back and run up higher. So this thing could be in the 50s and 60s with no problem soon. And I kind of told you guys that at $13, right? So I think you guys could say I said that. And here we are with fun, just keeps going up because DJT's fun. So this is fun. And we caught this down in the threes and it's at the 14. So that was huge. PayPal, I'm telling you, pulled back 8 cents, but this thing looks, I mean, it was looking great and it still does. I think it's getting set up PayPal. So we'll watch for some pullback. And QCOM, this was down today big. I just saw, but let this pull back to like that 162. And it did go up in the air. No, it didn't go up that much, 169 cents. Yeah, let it pull back some more and then we'll catch that one. And that is QCOM, Mountain, MTN, that Val. That was pulling back some more. Let that pull back. And oh, McDonald's, holy cow. This one, you want to talk about a disaster happening. I mean, E. coli, and it just keeps going down. So McDonald's, holy shit, McDonald's wants to own 90% of Chipotle, and then it sold the stake to her and missed $73 billion opportunity. I'm just reading that here. That's pretty wild. But anyway, yeah, McDonald's has like an E. coli outbreak going down, and their stocks going down with it. Let's say that. So we'll watch that to keep dipping, and then we'll find the bottom because you know McDonald's will end up going. People do love their McDonald's. They'll end up going right back to it. So we'll find that one and hit that, and then Ford. Here we go. And I'll go through these options in the morning because I think my head's just like can't even think straight. But we'll definitely talk about the options. And like I said, I'm planning on doing a show about them. So I'll get that all set up and ready to rock and roll for us so that we know. And I'll explain my method and what I look at. But yeah, I think Ford's going to try to run up a little bit more. Let me take a look. Yeah, just a little healthy pullback right there. And I think Ford, it did. I mean, it ran from 11.11 today to 11.24, sitting at 11.08. And again, not looking bad. So we will definitely go over them. I'll go over everything else in the morning. Laptop travel, I promise. I'll do your list in the morning plus your laptop lowdowns. That's not a problem. And so there you go. And psychedelic mushrooms are legal in Colorado. Adults age 21 and over, they may possess, consume, and share psychedelic mushrooms. And there you go. Yeah, I thought so. I was almost positive that they were, but yeah, you have to be 21 or older, just like cannabis and alcohol. But I was pretty positive that they were legal in Colorado. Um, and again, you said another state, Oregon. I think they're like medicinally legal or something, but they might be the only two that have them right now. I'm trying to think offhand, and I don't know if any other state is besides them too. So there you go with that. And Jennifer Lee wants to see lifts, so let's look at it. Down 10, so this one's looking pretty good to set up, isn't it? Good support at 13.25, and it's like right there. Let me look at lift on mine. Did they have earnings or something coming up? I'll have to look. Mine looks like it came down in the after hours. 13.35. Mine was pulling back. Finviz doesn't look that bad, but it is pulling back a little bit, but I don't know. I don't let me look at it in the morning to see because they all have that weird, funky pullback look where you can't really tell. I still think these big caps may pull back a little bit tomorrow, so we may see some more coming down, but that doesn't mean that our pennies will probably be blasting off. So we'll have to zero in on them a little bit better. And now them guys like the LGBNs and SVMH and guys like that SNOA that's setting up, and ABVE and LUXH, some of them ones that are setting up, we might have to hit some of them guys. So we'll keep an eye on everything, and I'll definitely be on at 7 a.m. and boom. And Laptop Travel did post a link too for a oh, there you go. I didn't even see that, but he posted a link about the mushrooms and all. I just reposted it. So there you go. And yeah, we'll keep an eye on all that stuff as well. So on them stocks too. So we'll look at that if that's what's going on. And like I said, I could tell something was happening in that industry, and the cannabis stocks and the mushrooms, they'll go hand in hand. So if the FDA is talking about mushrooms, the cannabis stocks will probably start going up as they were. So there you go. And I would say that's a pretty solid um live show and market review right there. And I'll be on at 7 a.m. We'll do that laptop travel list and we'll do his laptop lowdowns. We'll have our Jolie's jumpers for the morning, and I'll go through crypto, the big caps, and everything else. And I'll have a few extra minutes. I'll have extra time so I can really go through some of these other guys, and we'll see how things are going. I'll tell you what the news stories say. Asian stocks fall on China concerns, yen rises. Um, Wall Street closes down, pressured by tech losses and worries about rate. Oh, yeah, closes down. Okay. I was like, what are they closing down? It closes down. Got it. Tesla stock jumps 12% because on quarter three, the profit beat, and the S&P 500 futures are little changed after index posts three straight losing days. So there you go with our news stories. And like I said, I think our yang is going to start moving and our yin is going down, and we'll go through everything in the morning. We had a lot of pullback looks. We still could have some pullbacks with the big cappers, but that doesn't mean other things won't be running. And honestly, I don't mind them because we'll start nailing them bad boys on options. We hit the bottoms of them, and it's a beautiful thing. So thank you everyone that tuned in. Laptop Travel, John Wong, RD, um, Turt is there. Bong Pre-Chan has been hanging out. Luis Rodriguez, Tom, Jennifer Lee, always sending great stock tickers. Sorry I couldn't give you better looks tonight. Um, I think we're usually more accurate, but they were just all over the place. And with that pullback today, it just was hard to see them all. But we'll be updating them tomorrow, and I'll be around all day posting. I just took a little day off, and it was a perfect day. It was red, and I went golfing, so picked a good day to do it. And there you go. So everyone, have a great night. I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m. for pre-market. We'll find out what's going to be popping and how the market's open and what it looks like. So have a good night. And again, all information presented here is for educational information purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Have a good night, everybody. I'll catch you at 7 a.m. for our pre-market show. See you then.